Jai.
Jai Gopremanande. All
Jai.
glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees. Guru Gaur. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Naranam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tado Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavadina Ishtigi Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namah Nama Pangajanataya Nabhaya Nama Pangaja Maline Nama Pangajanetraya Namaste Pangajangre Mukam Karodi Vajalam Pangam Langayade Girim Yatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Shri Chaitanyamishwaram Paramanandamadavam. Hare Krishna. Reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 12, devotional service, and today's verses 1 to 4. We read the first verse. Arjuna Vacha Evam Sadayukta Ye Bhaktastvam Paripasade Echabhyaksharam Avyaktam Tesham Ke Yoga Vittama. Arjuna Vacha Evam Pandanda Amma Arjuna Vacha Evam Sadayukta Ye Bhaktastvam Paripasade Ye Chabhyaksharam Avyaktam Tesham Ke Yoga Vittama. Arjuna Vacha Evam Sadayukta Ye Bhaktastvam Paripasade Ye Chabhyaksharam Avyaktam Tesham Ke Yoga Vittama. Yes. Katyani you can read.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Arjuna Vacha.
Deda buka.
Then Bhagavad Gita.
That's where publication. Vincent Chatta. Okay.
Evam sadadayukta ye bhaktastam parivasade ye japyacharam avyaktam tesham ye yoga vittamaha. Arjuna Vacha.
It's okay. Vaikari Maji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Arjuna Vacha Evam Sadayuktaye Bhaktastam Paripasade Ye Chapaksharam Avyaktam Tesham Ke Yoga Vittama. Hare Krishna.
Rekha Maji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Arjuna Vacha Evam Satatayuktaye Bhaktastam Paripashate Chayapi Aksharam Avyaktam Tesham Ke Yoga Vitamaha. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Right, Hare Krishna. You can read this.
Okay, translation. Arjuna Vacha, Arjuna said, Evam thus Satata, always Yuktaha, engaged, Ye, those Bhaktaha, devotees, Tvam, unto you, Paripashate, properly worship, Ye, those Cha, also Api, again Aksharam, beyond the senses, Avyaktam, unmanifested, Tesham, of them, Ke, who, Yoga Vitamaha, the most perfect. Arjuna inquired which is considered to be more perfect, those who are properly engaged in your devotional service or those who worship the impersonal Brahma, the unmanifested. Correction, Prabhu.
Correct. Verse 2. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Maya Vesha Mano Yemam Nitya Yukta Upasade Shraddhaya Paryapedo Paryapedas Te Me Yuktadama Mada. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Maya Vesha Mano Yemam Nitya Yukta Upasade Shraddhaya Paryapedos Te Me Yuktadama Mada. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Maya Veshamano Emam Nitya Yukta Upasade Shraddhaya Paryopedas Teme Yuktadama Mata. Hare Krishna, Katyanemaji.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Atyaveshe Mano Yemam Nityayukta Upasade Rattaya Parayo Veda Eme Yuktadama Madaha.
Hare Krishna, right.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Right. Vaikri.
Hare Krishna. Maya Vesha Manoyema. Sri
Shri
Bhagavan
Bhagavan Vacha
Vaja. Maya Vesha Manoyema. Nitya Yukta Ubasade. Shraddhaya Parayo Pedas. Teme Yukta Damamada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Rekha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Maya Veshamano Yemam Nityayukta Upashate Shraddhaya Paripetas Teme Yukta Mataha. Shall I read a translation, Prabhu?
Shraddhaya Paryopedas. Paryopedas.
Parayopetas
Teme Yuktadama Mada.
Teme Yuktatmataha. Hare Krishna.
Yuktadama Madaha.
Mataha. Hare Krishna.
Okay, right.
Okay. Translation. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My unto me Avisha, fixing Manaha, mind,
Read
one.
slowly. You can read slowly. You don't have to hurry. Read slowly.
Okay. Mam unto me, Nitya, always Yuktaha, engaged, Upashate, worship, Shraddhaya, with faith, Paraya, transcendental, Upetaha, engages, they, me, mine, Yuktatmaha, most perfect, Mataha, I consider. The blessed Lord said, He whose mind is fixed on my personal form, always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith, is considered by me to be most perfect. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
That's right. Verses 3, 4. Ye tu aksharamam nirdesham avyaktam paryupasate sarvatra gadam ajindyam cha udastam achalam dhruvam sanyemyandriya gramam sarvatra samabuddhaya te prapnuvanti mameva sarvabhuta hideradaha. Ye tu aksharam anirdesham avyaktam paripasade sarvatra gadam ajindyam cha udastam achalam dhruvam sanyamyendriya indriya gramam sarvatra samadarshana samabuddhaya te prapnuvanti mameva sarvabhuta hideradaha. Ye tu aksharam anirdesham avyaktam paripasade sarvatra gadam achindyam cha udastam achalam dhruvam sanyemendindriya gramam sarvatra samabuddhaya te prapnuvanti mameva sarvabhuta hideradaha. Yes.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yetacharamanirtesya avyaktam parivasade sarvatra gamachindyam ja purastam ajaram dhruvam samniyamya nendriya gramam sarvatra samabuddhayah sitte prapnuvanti mam eva sarvabhuta hideradaha. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Krimaji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
ఏతక్షరమనిర్దేశమవ్యక్తం పరిభాస్తే సర్వత్రకమచింత్యం చ కూటస్థమచలం ధ్రువం సంయమేంద్రియగ్రామం సర్వత్ర సమబుద్ధయా తే ప్రాప్నువంతి మామేవ సర్వభూతైః. హరే కృష్ణ.
Hare Krishna. Right. Ekamaji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु। एत्वम् अक्षरम् अनिर्देशम् अव्यक्तं पारिभाषते सर्वत्रागम् अचिन्तं च कुटस्थम् अचलं ध्रुवं सन्निमेन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति माम् एव सर्वभूता इतरतः
Sarvabodha Hidayartha.
इतेरतः
രഥാഹ
रतः
രഥാന്നുണ്ട്.
Right. Can read. But
those translation those who but aksharam which is beyond the perception of the senses anirdesham indefinite avyaktam unmanifested paripashate completely engages sarvatragam all pervading achintyam inconceivable cha also kutastham in the center achalam immovable dhruvam fixed sannimya controlling indriya gramam all the senses sarvatra everywhere samabuddhayaha equally disposed they prapnuvanti achieve mam unto me eva certainly sarvabhuta hita hite all living entities welfare rataha engaged. But those who fully worship the unmanifested, that which lies beyond the perception of the senses, the all pervading, inconceivable, fixed, and immovable, the impersonal conception of the absolute truth by controlling the various senses and being equally disposed to everyone, such persons engaged in welfare of all at last achieve me. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashralakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthavidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadadi Swapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udavadagamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagarajadam Sagana Raghunathanvidam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadudam Parijana Saidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishaganvidamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagalpade Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namaste Taptakanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpadrubhescha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirbhishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gauravakunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Arjuna Vacha Evam Sadadayuktaye Bhaktaswam Parivasade Ye Chabhyaksharam Tesham Ke Yoga Vittamaha. Arjuna inquired, which are considered to be more perfect? Those who are always properly engaged in your devotional service, or those who worship the impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested? So Arjuna is asking a very, very pertinent question, very relevant question in the regard of the aspects, various aspects of the supreme truth, absolute truth. So which aspect of the absolute truth is more easily realizable, is more perfect, and which gives immense pleasure? So this aspect, Arjuna wanted to make it very clear which is this aspect. So absolute truth is one, but it is realized in three different phases. Brahmedi, Paramatmedi, Bhagavandi Shabdide. Vadandi te tattvadas, tattvam yajnanamadvayam, Brahmedi, Paramatmedi, Bhagavanidi Shabdide. So the three aspects of the absolute truth. One is the all-pervading Brahman. Second is the localized Paramatma. And third is the supreme form of Bhagavan, the form for Bhagavan. The first form, Brahman, is impersonal. It doesn't have form, doesn't have qualities. The second one, localized Paramatma, although having 400 form, Paramatma, it is devoid of service. And the third aspect is Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is having a transcendental form, who is having various qualities, very transcendental names, pastimes, paraphernalias, all these which are worshipped by the devotees. So these are the three different aspects of absolute truth. So Arjuna wants to know which one is supreme. So he asks, Evam Satada Yukta Ye. Evam. He says Evam. Evam means what has been already defined, or already been described, already been explained previously. Evam. He says thus, like that. So in the 11th chapter, Krishna says, Mat karmakat mat paramo mat bhakta sangavarjida nirvairya sarvabhudanam yachamami vitsa pandava. So this is regarding, Krishna says, how he should be worshipped, the personal form. Mat karma will always do work for me only, become my devotee, always consider me as your final destination, as a perfect goal. Focus only on me, and get rid of all anarthas, undesirable association, undesirable aspects, undesirable philosophy. Everything should be got rid of. And such a person has developed a very good qualities, is always a friend of all living entities. So that person who is always considering Krishna as supreme, his devotee who is working for Krishna, evam. That person, evam sadayukta bhakta samparipasade, one who worships Krishna, or yechavi aksharam abhyaktam, one who is worshipping this formless, qualityless aspect of truth. Which of this is more important or considered to be more perfect? So, like that has been explained, people who are personalists, they worship Krishna in the personal form. Those who are interested in the unmanifested form, they worship the Brahman. It depends on one's consciousness, or the level of consciousness. Krishna says, Ye yada mam prabhadyante tam sadeva bhajamiham. As and when they worship me, so do I reciprocate. So those who want very heavenly pleasures, sense gratification, who want great position, want to be very powerful, and they are worshipping Krishna. Accordingly, Krishna reciprocate. Those who are worshipping the Brahman, Krishna reciprocate like that way. And those who are in Ashtanga Yoga, meditating on the Supreme Soul, Krishna reciprocates the same manner. So, but in Bhagavad Gita, I can see through all the chapters, emphasis is given on the supreme form of Krishna, formful Bhagavan. Yasaktamanam Partha, Yogam Yujanmadashaya, always focus everything. You only your entire attention on me only. Then in the 8th chapter, you will find Ananya Chedaha Sadam Yomam Smart Nityasha Tasyaham Sarva Partha Nitya Yogesya Yogina. 9th chapter, Ananya Chindayan Domam Yejana Paripasade Tesham Nityabhyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamiham. So in all these aspects, Patram Pushpam Balam Doyam Yome Smaradim Yome Prayati Bhaktiya Prayachri Tas Tam Bhakti Ubhardam. Bhagavan says, one who is renders leaf, water, fruit with devotion, I accept this. So in all these aspects, and finally in 18th chapter, Krishna says, Bhaktya ma vijanadi yavat yashcham satatudaha. In 11th chapter also, in verse 54, Krishna mentions the same thing. Bhaktya tu ananya shakya ham evam vido Arjuna. If you understand, if you have to realize the personal form of Krishna, only devotion is the only medium, or only yoga, is the only process by which you can realize the personal aspect of Krishna. So Arjuna is raising this question: who is more perfect? One who is worshipping the personal form or worshipping the impersonal form? So Krishna says, Maya Veshya Manoyema Nityayukta Upasade Shraddhaya Pareo Vedas Teme Yuktadama Madaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, those who fix their minds on a personal form and are always engaged in worshipping me with great care and great and transcendental faith are considered by me to be more perfect. So, Krishna, without any grain of doubt, is very emphatically stating that the personal form of Krishna is supreme. Worshipping the supreme, the personal form of Krishna is the supreme. He is a Yuktadama. He is more perfect, most perfect. The personal form of Krishna is described in many places in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavatam in 10th canto, 14th chapter, 55, verse 55. He said, Krishnam enamavehi tvam atmanam agilatmanam jagadvidaya savyatra dehi avabhadi mayaya. Krishnamenam avehi tvam Atmanam agilatmanam abhidatmanam jagat vidaya soapyatra dehi avabhadi mayaya. Please try to understand. Avehi tuam. Avehi tuam means you please try to understand that Krishnam enam atmanam agilatmani. Krishna is a super soul of all the living entities, all the souls. Atmanam agilatmanam atmanam. Agilatmanam, all entire souls. He is a super soul residing in the individual soul. He is a super soul. And that Krishna, Jagat Hidaya, for the sake of welfare of all the world, he has taken this zone form, supreme form, has descended upon this earth in his personal form, Avabhadi. He has descended in this earth in his personal form. So it is very clearly said that Krishna is a super soul, Krishna is Brahman, Krishna is everything. Vasudeva Sarvamidhi. Is covered by his appears in his Maya, appears in his internal potency. Some people always mistake this Maya to be Maya, means illusion. They say that is illusory form. But very clearly it is said that Maya means yogic potency only, it's internal potency only. Atma Maya means his own internal potency. That is also stated in 4th chapter, very clearly said. 4th chapter, Krishna says in verse 6, he says that Ajobisan Avyayatma Bhutanam Ishrabisan. Ajobisan Avyayatma. Avyayatma means imperishable body. Pragadin Som Avdishtaya is situated in his internal potency, Samsodishtaya, Sambhavami Atmamaya. He appears in his personal form. So that personal form is a supreme. This is actually the closest realization of the supreme truth. Suppose we are traveling in a bus or a train, and then from a distance you are seeing a big mountain. When you are seeing the mountain from a distance, you only find a big mountain. Then when you come closer to mountain, you will see some trees, some bylanes, roads, and all that things. Then when you come still closer, you will find people are there, animals are there, cows are walking. There are some small cottages. Actually, it's the same thing. It's the same mountain only, but it is a perception that is different. Perception from a long distance is different from a perception from a very short distance. In a very short distance, from very short distance, you can see things very clearly. Or from, if you are, suppose you are waiting in a railway station, you'll find a train come approaching. Initially, you will find only a light only and some sound. Then, as the train comes closer, you'll find some kind of a vague form. But when the train stops in front of you, then you will see the whole train, compartments, people inside. Everything will be very vivid. So the train that is standing before you is the closest than the train that you have seen from a long distance. So the long distance view is the Brahman. Middle distance is the Paramatma, and the closest the closest proximity is Bhagavan only. But these are different aspects of the absolute truth. The Vaishnavas, they never deny this Brahman aspect, the Paramatma aspect, because it's a fact only. The fact that absolute truth has got three different stated in Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is a fact. So Vaishnava very happy in accepting these three stages. But this is the supreme form. As everything originates from Krishna, Krishna says, Am Sarvasya Prabhava. Everything is coming from Krishna only. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. The Brahman is his energy, and Paramatma is his expansion. Since both Brahman and Paramatma are coming from Krishna only, Krishna is supreme, not Brahman. Brahmanod Pradishtaham, Krishna says. The Brahman is based on me only. I am not based on Brahman. But this Advaitavadis, they say the Brahman is supreme and they don't accept any other thing. Says everything is Brahman only. But that is a limited understanding. An understanding from a distance. A vague understanding. Not clear. While the person's devotee realization is most perfect. And Krishna is here, is confirming this very clearly. Maya Veshyamanoyama Yukta Basave Shraddhaya Parayopedas Teme Yuktamasmada. They are most who are focusing on my personal form and always engage in worshipping. Not just we are seeing personal form and enjoying the form. No, we have to worship and do devotion service. And for that, you should have great faith. Only persons who have transcendental faith can realize Krishna. Because faith, Shraddha, are also in the modes of material mode also. There is faith in the mode of goodness, faith in the mode of passion, faith in mode of ignorance, and faith in Shuddha Sattva. So Bhagavatam, 11th canto, verse 25, chapter 25, verse 27 says, Sattvigi Adhyatmigi Shraddha, Karma Shraddha tu Rajasi, Tamasi Adharmeya, Shraddha Mat Sevayam tu Guna. Sattvigi Adhyatmigi Shraddha. Faith directed towards spiritual life is in the mode of goodness. Faith rooted, Karma Shraddha tu Rajasi. Faith rooted in fruity work is in the mode of passion. Tamasi Adharmaye, faith residing in religious activities is the mode of ignorance. Shraddha mat sevayam tu nirguna, but faith in my devotional service is purely transcendental. So that faith is transcendental. So seva is transcendental. Seva is not a product of materialistic karma. Although it is an activity, it is a transcendental activity which the Jnanis, Mayavadis, or Shankarites find it very difficult to accept. Because they consider Krishna's form to be material. So all the worship directed towards object is also material. But Krishna's form is transcendental and the worship is also transcendental. That is given. And that is confirmed by Krishna. And that is a great jolt as far as impersonals are concerned, this verse is very a severe jolt on their realization. But Krishna is very compassionate. He says, okay, you are concentrating on my impersonal aspect. Okay, you can have Brahman realization. Ye tu aksharam anirdesham avyaktam parivasade sarvatra gamam chindyam cha udastam ajalam dhruvam. So, first, the impersonal Brahman is defined. It is imperishable. Akshara means imperishable. It is beyond senses also. Ksharam. Kshara means perishable. Akshara means imperishable. Anirdesham, it is beyond words, cannot be described by words. Because it is avyaktam. It is beyond our senses. Since it is avyaktam, avyaktam means unmanifested and is not clear. So it can be understood only by through Shuddhis. Through Shuddhi only, Brahman could be understood. Sarvatra Gamam, all pervading. Brahman is all pervading. Shvedra Upanishad, it defines that this all pervading only. Ego Deva Sarvabhudeshu Gudha Sarvavyabi Sarvabhudanam Andratma. There is only one supreme entity. He is situated in everything and everyone. He is situated in everything and everyone. So that is Sarvadragam, Achindyam, inconceivable, Kudastam, situated in one form, unchanging, Achalam, unmoving, and Dhruvam, fixed. So these are the 8 qualities of the Brahman. Aksharam, Anirdesham, Avyaktam, Sarvatragamam, Achindyam, Kudastam, Achalam, Dhruvam. These are the qualities of Brahman, and that is being worshipped by whom? Were qualities or persons who is worshipping this impersonal Brahman. He is Sarvatra Samabuddhaya. He finds everything equal. He is equidisposed to everyone. He understands that even this, variegateness in this different forms is only due to guna only. The 84 lakhs of species which you see, they are all based on gunas. But inside all these forms, material forms, is Atman Paramatma. So it doesn't distinguish between the different forms, whether in different species or the same species. Different species like cows, elephants, dogs, dog eaters, and all that. And same species means Chandala, dog eater, Brahmana. So in human beings itself, you see this 3 gunas. Brahmana is in mode of goodness. The dog eater is in the most tamasic guna. But this person doesn't make a difference because he understands that inside all the forms, Atma is of same quality. In every form you find individual soul, and individual soul, every individual soul is having the same quality. So uniform quality. It is Sachidananda. Just like Krishna is Sachidananda, this is also Sachidananda. And Sarvabhuta Hidayata is always interested in the welfare of all living entities. So he's very compassionate. Why he is Sarvabhuta Hidayata? Because he is very compassionate. He is equipoised, equidistant, this one. And then he is compassionate. And such a person, how he worships Sanyendri Indra Gramam, is controlling his senses in various ways through rigorous practice, through knowledge, reading Shastras, understanding these things, and austerities. So many things he is doing to control his senses. And with his controlled senses, he is worshipping the impersonal Brahman. And Krishna says, Te prapnumandi mameva. They realize me only. Ultimately, they realize me only. In the initial stages, they may realize the Brahman is there. But finally, they understand that Vasudeva Sarvamidhi. Vasudeva is supreme. That realization will come to him of many bhunam janmanam day after many births. Such a person to come to the real conclusion that Krishna is everything, and he'll attain Krishna also in his majestic form. But this aspect, this method is very difficult. That will be explained Krishna in the next verse. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any clarification? Any questions? Right. Rekha, you can run the.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Namaste Narasimhaya Prahlad Labdayine Akashi Purvakshaha Shilatanka Nakalai Ito Nasimha Parato Nasimho Yato Yamitato Nasimha Bahi Nasimho हृदये नसिंहो नरसिंहमदिं शरणां प्रपदे तव करकमलवरे नाकाम् अल्बुकशिङ्गां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गा केशवधृता तरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नाराहरि जय नाराहरि जय नाराहरि जय नाराहरि जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि 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 बोल उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणभद्रं मृत्युर्मृत्युं नमामः उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणभद्रं मृत्युर्मृत्युं नमामः उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणभद्रं मृत्युर्मृत्युं नमामः श्री नरसिंह जय जय श्री नरसिंह प्रह्लादेश जय पद्ममुख पद्मभृंग श्री नरसिंह जय जय श्री नरसिंह प्रह्लादेश जय पद्ममुख पद्मभृंग
शुद्ध भक्ति विनाशकारी श्री नरसिंह देव भगवान की
जय
वैष्णव शेष बड़ा महाराज की
जय
गो प्रेमानंदे
हरि बोल
पंचा कल्पवृक्षाः
पंचनाम पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
नंदगुड़ी वैष्णव की जय।